what the CIA and the Defense Department have been doing for a long time as far as using us as guinea pigs for mind control and other types of horrible things they have in mind for us and the rest of the people in the world. What are some of them?
Well, it started out basically with the CIA doing experimentations on their own men to discover if they could get rid of agents who were going to quit the department and still had classified information. So they utilized different types of drugs and pain and hypnosis and electric shock to try and get the guys to forget. Then they also did experimentations to using different chemicals to see if you can induce a person to commit a crime or induce him to do that or to do this. Of course, the CIA claimed it didn't carry it through. The documentation we got was actually that they did that. Then we came across the overall project called MK Ultra. Its earlier code name was Artichoke, and that included 149 sub-projects. And those sub-projects range from what I just described to open-air testing in the United States, the experimentation on prisoners, experimentation on soldiers, experimentation on college students.
Would these people know they were being experimented on and gave their approval?
Process against the American people, and they lost all three. I mean, they voted for a guy named Obama not once but twice, and he stole everything. That's why they were down on Epstein Island raping and eating those babies down there. Just look at the flight logs. They all knew who he was, what he did, where he did it. That's why they got on his plane to fly down there and do it with them. That's what the real problem is. It's pedophilia. And as soon as, everybody finds out that all these people are pedophiles, that's when the party really begins.
Yes, we got to expose them for who they really are and show people, give people the truth instead of continuing.
$5,000 worth of hot dogs. Please explain that to me. It's in their own emails.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. I had one question for you. Why do you choose today not to wear a mask?
Well, the reason why I don't wear a mask is because it's not easy being a trendsetter. People think it's easy. But it's not. I mean, it's a hoax. 99.7% survival rate. Are you kidding me? I mean, you've got Bill Gates running around like a psychopath trying to cram his vaccine down my throat, and I'm doing just fine without it, Bill. Didn't you go down to Epstein Island yourself? Epstein and Weinstein just doesn't sound like a Presbyterian problem to us.
This is my message to Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, if I was one of your Labour MPs, and I'm glad I'm not, I would be voting in support of the Conservative amendment to the schools bill today that demands a national investigation into the organised, networked, appalling gang rape, mass rape of young white women and girls by predominantly Pakistani Muslim men. Why would I be doing that? Well, first of all, I wouldn't care about the cost. I wouldn't care about whether or not there have been other investigations, and I don't care whether you are satisfied that enough work has been done. The fact is the nation needs this investigation. It needs it because everybody, every man, woman and child in this nation, law-abiding man, woman and child in this nation, including you, needs the confidence to know beyond all shadow of a doubt that this is not still going on.
We have found that GB News court reports showing gangs operating in 50 towns across the country. Are you certain as Prime Minister it's not going on today? Why don't you order a national public inquiry to join the dots between 50 towns, not 6, barely mentioned in the J report? Are you afraid it might expose failings as your role as a DPP? And that's why Elon Musk says, were you complicit in the rape of Britain? You have not. To go after the far right on this does not go to the heart of the problem.
This doesn't need more consultation. It doesn't need more research. It just needs action.
So let's call this problem out for what it is. Predominantly, a small minority of largely Pakistani Muslim men in West Yorkshire, including, I am sad to say, in Keighley and across the Bradford district, that have been sexually exploiting young children for far too long. And the Pakistani community are quite rightly outraged that the entire community is being branded with the same accusation. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, that is the very nub of this issue. It is not being dealt with. This has got nothing to do with stoking up racial tensions. It is about the difference between right and wrong, and fundamentally is about protecting young children. This is one of the most important debates that we have to be having in this House. And look at the other side. This is the only member that has turned up to this debate.
It's just the beginning of what they have planned for our little ones.
I wish to raise a matter this afternoon for the attention of the Minister for Education, and I have to say it is not often in this job. I am absolutely shocked. I thought I'd seen everything, but this one is just beyond words. It is a note from a constituent who says, "Hi Bernie, this is a worksheet that my 10-year-old daughter brought home from school," and it includes a photo of the worksheet. Part of her homework was to discuss with her father his erections and ejaculation. I find this very disturbing and sickening, as indeed do I have to say. What the hell is going on in this state when 10-year-old girls are told to go home and talk to your father about his erections and about his ejaculations? What the hell is going on here?
We're delighted that the Family Sex Show will be on in May. I'm going to hand over to Josie, the artistic director of this egg, to say a little more.
I run this egg, and I have been making and producing the Family Sex Show along with lots of other people over the last few years.
Family Sex Show is a fun and playful show for adults and children aged 5 and up. It offers an honest, human sex education that is feminist, queer, non-binary, inclusive and sex positive. This show can allow audiences of all ages to feel confident about their bodies, their boundaries and their sexual health, and we really hope to see you here.
So those of us that stand up for the little ones are going to be attacked, we're going to be demonized, we're going to be shot, we're going to be killed, we're going to be imprisoned, we're going to be tortured, we're going to be, a lot of things are going to happen to a lot of us. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, God is watching and God is in control, and those evildoers carrying these wicked deeds out will pay.